Hey team, Chef Eric Gephart here at Kamado Joe, hanging out with my good friends at atbbq.com. Today I want to take you through one of the most important parts of cooking on a Kamado Joe Grill, and that's starting the fire. We're going to need a little bit of high quality charcoal and some fire starters. Let's get into the action. The name of the game when starting your grill is airflow. So if we filled this fire basket up with charcoal, you're going to constrict the airflow, and it's going to take a really long time to get to temperature. Once it does come to temperature, if you have too much charcoal, you're also risking overshooting your desired temperature because you've got way too much fuel source in there. So let's go ahead and fill up this fire basket, let's say 40% full. Now it's important to note that lighting the grill is going to be the exact same whether we're doing a low and slow indirect cook or a fast and furious. So notice I've covered all of the tines on the bottom here. That's not good. So I'm going to bank my charcoal so that we can see a couple tines in the grate down there. Or if you're using a 1 series or 2 series, you're going to want to see 4 or 5 of the holes in your fire grate. One other thing I'll mention about the charcoal basket is that is retrofittable into the 1 series and 2 series as an accessory. So notice how I'm able to see a couple of these tines here. That means I'm going to have good positive airflow. Notice my charcoal is banked a little bit to one side, allowing me to put a fire starter underneath and giving the flame access to the fuel source. Now before we put the flame to the charcoal, we need to check our draft door. We'll open that fully and make sure that this isn't full of debris from a previous cook. So now that we see that we're completely empty here, we'll put the tray back in, and we're going to leave this draft door completely open. That's going to allow ambient air to be sucked in, create convection, and our fire to grow. Let's go ahead and light the fire. Now I prefer using Kamado Joe fire starters. These are just little paraffin and sawdust briquettes. I use 2 every time that I light my fire, and when I've got 2 of these, I twist it just like that, and I've got a really thin piece here. That's going to allow me to light and catch fire and sneak that into the charcoal. Now I'm a match guy, but if you have any other way that you prefer to light a fire, go ahead, but check that out. Just like that, we're lit. So our dome is up, we've got charcoal in the firebox, we're banked, I have nice airflow, and the draft door on the bottom is all the way open. Oftentimes online I'll see people put this on top, expecting the flame to burn down, but logically we know that the heat rises. So let's make a little charcoal cave, and then loosely put some of this big block charcoal around the flame. This is one of the things that draws people to Kamado style grilling, the interaction with the flame. We've mentioned it in other videos before. This is just kind of that act of mindfulness where we're in the moment. We're not thinking about work. We're not thinking about our cell phone. You're scratching that primal itch. And Francis Mallman says it great. When you're cooking with live fire, you're living on the edge of uncertainty. So this is one of the most enjoyable parts about grilling, is interacting with that flame and building the fire. We've got great airflow. Remember that draft door is open. We can see some of the tines. Notice that flame is just climbing, climbing, climbing. And that big stack allows us to light it from the bottom and have complete access to all the charcoal. Think of this as a chimney starter. If you're using a Kamado style grill or a Kamado Joe, you don't need a chimney starter. The ash basket and the firebox is your chimney starter. We've lit it from the bottom, it's climbing up. Next, we're going to ensure that the dome is open and the draft door is fully open for about 10 minutes, and we're going to let this charcoal get activated. We're going to see it start to ash and ember up. It's been 10 to 12 minutes and our charcoal is activated. Come take a look. Look at that great bed of ashes and embers that we've got. Now I'm going to use the ash tool and just kind of rake this around a little bit. Get some of those pieces that haven't been engaged involved. And again, ensuring that we can see some of those tines. But I'm also knocking it down a little bit and getting that even coal bed. Now remember, we talked about it doesn't matter if you're gonna do fast and furious or low and slow, this portion of lighting the grill is exactly the same. If we were going to do a smoke setup, I would take a wood chunk and bury it in the hottest portion of the coals. Now we're gonna wait till we see combustion. I wanna see that wood chunk fully combust, and we're gonna get that really clear, great blue smoke. Once we see combustion, we'll either install our slow roller or our half moon deflector shields to create an indirect cook. And just like that, we've got combustion. You almost can't see the smoke. That tells us we've got that good, clean smoke. Remember, not all smoke is created equally. We want clean smoke, not that bitter, white, large particulate. Install our deflector shields. Place the grill grates on the highest setting of the divide and conquer system, and we're ready for an indirect cook. We would just close the dome. Now that we've attained clear smoke, we can begin to choke down that control tower a little bit and our draft door and work on approaching the temperature that we're gunning for. So that's briefly glazing over how to set up for low and slow and smoking. If we want to do a fast and furious high temp cook, obviously you don't have your heat deflectors in, and look at that. Draft door is fully open. We've got a great flame going here. We could choose to put our grill grates at the lower or higher portion of the divide and conquer system and adjust our control tower fully open for maximum airflow, and you can just watch that needle climb. Thanks for hanging out with us on this brief tutorial on how to light your grill. Remember, this is one of the most enjoyable parts of working with live fire natural lump charcoal, lighting the grill. Don't forget to check out all the videos at atbbq.com and watch Chef Tom fire up the grill and watch those cool recipes he's got. Folks, again, Chef Eric Gephart here, and I want you to remember, delicious doesn't have to be difficult.